It's a new year, which means it's time for a new bullet journal and a new video talking about how I'm going to use the bullet journal system this year to stay productive and stay on top of things across life, side projects, work, all the things. Let's get into it. I've been using the bullet journal system for a few years now. If you haven't heard of it, I'm going to leave a video link down below that gives you a good overview of the system in general. But what I love about it is that it is so customizable and you can really do what you want with it. You can make it fit whatever you need it to be. Because I've been using it for a few years, I have sort of gotten to this place where what I need for my bullet journal is fairly similar year on year, but there's always a few new things that I sprinkle in. So I'm excited to dig into them in today's video. As per usual, the journal that I've chosen for this year is a Leuchtturm 1917. I love these books a lot. They have like a nice hard cover. They come with this elastic to keep them closed. They come with a few little page dividers, and most importantly for bullet journaliness in general, they have a really nice dot grid as well as numbered pages. So I really like that. Been using these books for several years and will continue to, I think, for a long time to come. This year I chose a pretty pastel pink book. I just love this color and I would like for everything that I own to be this color. The pens that I like to use with my bullet journal are the Muji black ink gel pens. I use a 0.5 nib. Sometimes I go down to, what is it, the 3.8 I think is the one below it. But yeah, these are nice pens for writing. They don't have too much show through or smudginess or whatever. Let's get in and open up the journal itself. So it's fairly early in the year and I had this journal arrive a little bit late, so I haven't used it a whole lot yet, but I want to show you how I've got things set up and how I'm going to approach my days and weeks this year. Just like last year, I don't have a whole lot of spreads at the start of the book, doing a lot of different things. My bullet journal is honestly very boring compared to a lot out there, I'm sorry, but it is functional and useful, so I hope you'll enjoy seeing it for that reason. This first spread in my journal is something that is new for me for this year. This is not something I've had before. I think previously a lot of the spreads and the way I organized my bullet journal was very centered around travel and events, like trips I would take, and I had to plan events that I was going to that I had to be aware of when they were happening in certain months. It's 2021 and we're still in a global pandemic, and that is just not what my life is organized around anymore, and so it's not what my bullet journal is organized for at the moment either. So where I used to have a few spreads of calendar at the beginning of my journal to be aware of trips and things happening, instead I've done a calendar that is acting as a habit tracker for me this year. Habit trackers are things that I've had a love-hate relationship for a while with in bullet journals, and that, I don't know, we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how much I stick to it, but so far it's been going well. So the two habits I'm tracking in here are writing and movement. It's my goal for 2021 to write every single day, even if it's just a few sentences. I just want to sit down and write. And so every day that I do sit down and write, I am circling the date. As you can see here, I've been doing very well so far in January. I'm also trying to make sure that I just move my body more, whether it's doing an actual workout, just going for a walk, doing some yoga, whatever. Any day that I do that, I put a cross on the day. And so this is my habit tracker, and hopefully we'll see a lot of circles and crosses across all of these dates by the end of the year. I'm going to do a thing where I total up each month how many days I wrote and how many days I met my movement goals for. So that's what this little X and O is up here. The next spread in my journal is just like a handwritten version of something I wrote in my notes app when I was planning what I want to be doing for 2021. So these are just some promises to myself, that's what I'm calling them instead of resolutions, and a list of the projects that I want to make sure I do this year. These projects here will become a monthly focus for me later on in the year. And let's get into that actually, that idea of a monthly focus. So that's it for the initial spreads, and we jump straight into January. I discovered this idea of having a focus for each month in my side projects a few years ago, and it works really well for me to get things done while not getting too distracted by shiny object syndrome, right? Like when you have side hustles and there's a lot of ideas and a lot of things you could be doing, but you have limited time, setting a focus for the month where you're focusing on just one thing really helps you make choices about where to spend your side hustle time. So for January, my focus is my newsletter, and this is just a list of the stuff that I want to have done at the end of the month to feel like I really progressed and made the moves that I wanted to on my newsletter. So every month I will start the month with a page like this where I decide what my focus is going to be. And honestly, even just writing that focus down, that act of writing down, saying my focus this month is my newsletter, has been really helpful and gets me thinking about it more. and feeling like I have a bit more structure with my side project time. So that's what I'll do at the start of every month, is sit down and figure out what I want that to be and what I need to do as part of it. And I always tend to keep one page marker, usually the stripy one that comes with these journals, on the month so that I can flip back to it as needed. Let's get into how I do my weeks and days. And this is the part of my journal that is very similar to what I did last year. Last year, this is pretty much the only way I used my journal, was just with these weekly spreads like this. Now, the goal of the spread is to always be sure I can see what I need to be working on this week. I think it's really easy for me to think just about the days, and then important stuff gets missed because it's stuff I have to do at some point, but I don't see it in front of me, so I'm not thinking about how to fit it into my day. So with this spread, I see my list of the stuff I need to do this week, and it reminds me that this is the things that I need to be fitting in to one day if I'm gonna get it done. So we have the system here of writing the days of the week with this page folded in half, so that no matter what day it is, I can always see this list to the side. So we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I have Saturday and Sunday just on the same block, because honestly, usually the weekends there's just less stuff on my to-do list for the weekends, and so they didn't need a whole page. And that means that I can use this space here next to the week section for notes on meetings, on things that are happening, like as they're happening. This is my space where I jot them down, and I find it really helpful to have it organized like that, because then I can think back and I'm like, oh yeah, that meeting that I had on January 14th, this will be where I would find any notes that I jotted down for it. Something a little new, I guess, as part of the spread that I'm doing this year. So I had the this week part always, and another thing to note is that the this week things for me are usually always to do with side hustles and just general life admin. I find that the tools we use at work for project planning and all that work for me for my work projects, and so I don't put them in there on a weekly basis. They do come in on a daily basis though, but we'll get into that. So a new thing that I'm adding for this year is this top priorities section. This is a work-focused thing that I've found that I have needed since I became a team lead, a team manager. I'm the creative director at ConvertKit now, and I lead our brand team. And it just feels like there's always a lot more going on than there used to be. Having this here, this top priorities for the week, sort of works in a similar way to the life and side hustles thing, where it's like, this is important stuff I need to get done and need to fit it in at some point. But these are like there to remind me what I should be focusing on and what I need to prioritize. So that when other little things come up, I make sure that these are covered first, and I make sure that if I'm going to take on this other little thing, I'm still going to be able to get these top priorities done. Again, it's sort of just the act of writing it down cements it in my mind and makes it more likely to get finished. And that's why I like the bullet journal in general. I just feel like when I write stuff down in here, it's more likely to get done than I just like trust my brain with it or put it in a to-do list app that then, I won't see if I don't open it. This sits open on my desk every single day, so I'm always seeing it. On a daily basis, just like last year, I'm using a very similar thing. So I use the bullet journal system itself for marking items, where you have a circle if it's an event, a little dot if it's a task to do, and sometimes I'll write a little dash with a note as well if there's a note that I want to make that day. And then of course you cross them off when they're done. I split my tasks into work at the top half of the page, side hustles at the bottom half of the page. Side hustles, usually there's only 1 or 2 things per work day, and they usually happen on the weekends. But yeah, this is my method of splitting it up. I've stuck with this idea of the spread with the folded page, which even though it kind of hurts me to fold the page like this, it makes the book look really messy. Check out my last year's bullet journal, how it ended up looking at the end, but it's been well loved, well used. So it might not be the prettiest thing, but it does allow me to use the bullet journal almost more like a regular planner where I can write stuff in for an upcoming day. I use my calendar for events and things, so it's not really for that. I don't need to go months in advance to write something down for a certain day. That's what the calendar is for. But I don't know, say on Monday, if there's a task I didn't get to and I know that my tomorrow is filled as well, I can just write it in for Wednesday and I know it'll be there waiting for me when I sit down and focus on my Wednesday to-do list. And I found that really useful. And that is really all I have to show you about this year's bullet journal because, like I said, I'm keeping it very simple. Because it is a bullet journal, it means that anytime I want to, I can take over a new full page spread to plan a project or whatever if I'd like to. but I honestly don't find myself doing that a whole lot. It's mostly about the weekly and daily for me. And like I said, this year I'm also trying this year-long habit tracker as well, so I'll let you know how that goes. I think I feel like this every year, that my journal is so simplistic that like, should I even bother showing it in a video? But I don't know, I do want to put it out there that you can use a bullet journal system in whatever way you want, and I want to show people that there is this very simplified version of it that you can do. You don't have to have your book full of beautiful creative spreads. Like, obviously, if that's what inspires you to get things done, great, go for it. But that's the point, right? Is to get things done. So this is what helps me get things done, and maybe there's some ideas in there that you want to take for yourself to see if they can help you get more things done and stay productive this year. Thanks for watching my annual bullet journal video. It's become definitely a tradition to make these now, and I like sitting down each year to talk you through how I'm organizing life and things. I love knowing that anyone watching this video is as nerdy about this kind of stuff as I am, so that's fantastic. Say hi in the comments. Let me know if you use the bullet journal system yourself, if there's any new and creative things you're doing with yours this year, or are you keeping it the same as you always have because you found a system that works for you? That's cool too. Thanks for watching and have a good week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.